Magic the Gathering is the world's most popular trading card game. It's been going on since 1993, has dozens of books and video games under its name, and there are even rumors of a movie being made. For those who don't know what Magic is, the easiest way to describe it is, it's like the Pokemon trading card game. Or more so, the Pokemon trading card game is like Magic. Like many card games, you use powerful creatures and spells to defeat your opponents. And like many other card games, there are some cards that are worth more than a low-income house. Investment-wise, some Magic cards are more valuable than gold. Every 3 months or so, a new set of Magic is released. This set, Fate Reforged, is a continuation of a set printed in September 2014, Khans of Tarkir. But we're not going to look at that set. We're going to go back in time, when the Backstreet Boys were popular, moon shoes are awesome, and this looked amazing. Magic the Gathering is a card game / role-playing hybrid developed by Microprose, a company famous for making such 90s classics like Civilization and XCOM. You are a duelist, who I shall name Noodles, trying to destroy the 5 evil mages who want to take over the world. Each mage represents one of the 5 colors of mana Magic is based on. At the beginning, you are given a deck based on which of the 5 colors you chose. You may play with multiple colors depending on which difficulty you chose. Choosing an easier difficulty gives you a deck with only one color, while the hardest difficulty is, well, I don't even know why they put it like this. This deck has no strategy behind it. Why? If this all seems confusing to you, allow me to explain how this game works. In your deck, you have creatures, spells, and lands. Each creature or spell have a mana cost at the top right corner. You can play the card by paying that much mana. You get mana by tapping lands. You can only play 1 land per turn, and each land taps for a certain color. To win a game, you have to hit your opponent until their health is 0. You can either play creatures and attack them, or you can play spells that deal damage directly. At the beginning of each match, you and your opponent randomly ante a card. If you win, you receive their anteed card and a few others. If you lose, you have to give up your anteed card. Each enemy's deck differs both in color and strategy. Harder enemies have more health and more powerful cards. However, because the cards you win come from their deck, harder enemies give better rewards. The world map consists of dozens of towns, cities, fortresses, and other locations where you can buy and sell cards, receive quests, and edit your deck. However, the 2 most important locations are the dungeons and castles. Each dungeon contains 3 really powerful cards that help your deck significantly. It's really funny that you can find cards like Black Lotus in this game lying on the ground, a card that, if in mint condition, is worth over $30,000 today. The castles are the domains of the evil mages, and are very similar in interior structure to the dungeons. Instead of having powerful rewards, you have more enemies and obstacles to overcome. Once you've defeated the evil mage in the castle, all of their minions disappear from the map, and their castle is destroyed. You win the game once you've destroyed all 5 castles. I really enjoy playing this game because it shows us what Magic used to look like. Off the bat, you can tell some cards that look bad or mediocre at best today were actually useful back then. One of the most powerful cards in Magic at the time wasn't actually Black Lotus, but Shivan Dragon, a 6-cost, 5 power, 5 toughness creature with flying that can boost its power for 1 red mana. Because most creatures weren't very efficiently costed and there weren't many ways to destroy creatures, Shivan Dragon can win the game almost single-handedly. The game itself is well designed and very satisfying because you are building your deck from the ground up. You have a lot more freedom and an overarching plot. One problem you may face is because the game was developed in the mid-90s, you may have trouble playing it without issues. Like many old games, they weren't really developed with the future in mind. This game can still be played on Windows 7 and 8, but some parts might go too fast for you, or the game's graphics might glitch out. But if you are a fan of Magic, or fantasy for that matter, and are willing to put yourself in the early years of the game, you'll really enjoy this game. It's one of my favorite games to date. Magic the Gathering is only available on PC.
Yeah.